Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gordon McCall. I'm the Artistic and Executive Director of the Lyric Theatre here in downtown Swift Current, Saskatchewan. It's my pleasure to welcome you tonight to Lyric Digital Stage, Open Stage number 12. We have a great show lined up for you. In addition to our usual wonderful lineup of local musicians, we have, for the first time, some cowboy poetry, some bagpiping, some drumming. It's going to be a wonderful variety of entertainment for you tonight. Just before we get started, of course, I want to remind us that we stand on Treaty 4 land. These are the original lands of the Cree, the Ojibwe, the Saulteaux, the Lakota, Nakota, Dakota, and it's the homeland of the Métis Nation. We respect and honor the treaties that were made on all territories. We acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past, and we're committed to move forward in partnership with Indigenous nations in the spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. We also continue to stand in solidarity with all people who stand in opposition to oppression, lack of freedom of expression, and basic human rights, free speech. And we stand with members of the Black community, people of color, Indigenous peoples, 2S LGBTQ communities, people with disabilities, and anyone who has suffered oppressive marginalization and systemic racism and injustice of this nature that occurs in our own country as well as around the world. So now it's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy a wonderful show, Lyric Digital Stage, Open Stage number 12. Just before we do, I want to make special thanks to Ed Doyle. Ed is on our board of directors and the Open Stage Committee. He does just incredible work in helping to gather these musicians from around the province and even in different parts of the country, but who have originally been from Saskatchewan or have visited Saskatchewan and been a part of the Lyric Stage, Open Stage. So thanks, Ed. And Ed and I have a great time putting these shows together. He does the gathering of the musicians. I do the editing and music selection, etc., etc. Hats off to Ed. Thanks, everybody, for being with us. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy Lyric Digital Stage, Open Stage, number 12.
Howdy, folks. I'd like to thank the Lyric for inviting me to present a cowboy poem for you. This is a new poem that I just did here a few months ago. I was in an old folks' home visiting an elderly gentleman, and this has been rattling around in my head for quite a little while, and I finally got her on paper here a few months ago. So here goes. It's called Restitution. Well, I've been in this place a few years now, but I recall how it used to be when I worked on the land, and in return, it provided for me. Well, that was a few years ago. I'm pushing 70. Those days of ranching and riding, they were simpler back then. And my bride Marge, she was there with me, riding by my side. We worked that ranch together, sharing laughter and pride. She was a handsome woman with flowing auburn hair and eyes that sparkled like diamonds and twinkled with a dare. Well, young ones for us just weren't in God's plan, but oh, how we tried. Well, we settled on each other's love, but I remember nights she cried. So we hung on to each other, and Marge took to harboring critters. She had a way with horses and sticking to their withers. Now, neighbor boy, come and give us a hand. When it come to pitching hay, well, Josh, he was a scrawny lad, but he worked hard every day. Well, we showed him the ranching ways, and he helped Marge with the herd. He liked to tame colts, talking to him with a soothing word. Now, Marge, She mentored that young fella and taught him riding skills. He mastered riding horses through those prairie hills. Well, Josh's mom left him when he was young. Folks said she was a gypsy model. And his pa, old man Brown, he took to drink, never finding the bottom of that bottle. And then Josh, he drifted with his pa, old man Brown, and we never did find out where. But we hoped he'd find his way in life and someday come back to share. So Marge and I, we mustered on together and cherished those ranching ways, and we watched many a sunset through those red and golden haze. And then Marge, well, she come up with an ailment and sadly slipped away. The cancer beat her slowly, and auburn hair, it faded to gray. I know she'll be in a better place, and I know we'll meet again when we can watch that glorious sunset and hold each other in the rain. But for now, I'm here in this place, and I guess I will be till I die. While the days, they creep by slowly, but the years, they go galloping on by. Well, I guess I'm pretty fortunate being hunkered down in this old finishing barn. I can still sneak in the odd beer and spin the boys a yarn. And they change my sheets once a week, and I got a chair to sit and watch that danged old picture tube, then reminisce a bit. And there's a young nurse in here that pays me mind and visits for a spell. Well, she likes to listen to my stories of ranching days that I joyfully tell. She reminds me of my Marge, with that flowing auburn hair and her eyes. They sparkle like diamonds when tales of horses I share. Well, she teases how she's gonna take up with a horseman someday, and they could ride off into the sunset on a sorrel and a bay. Well, I hope she finds that man that'll sweep her off her feet. She's a good woman and deserves the best. My gosh, that gal is sweet. And then most days I play cards with the boys down the hall while we drink coffee, swap stories, and complain of our latest fall. So I guess I got it pretty good as I lay myself down to rest and reminisce of those days gone by. And those ones with Marge, they were the best. And then a knock come to my door. It was a rapping, hard and loud. Well, there stood a young RCMP fella, straight, tall, and proud. Well, I've been looking for you, old-timer, he stated. I remember you and your bride. You see, I'm Constable Josh Brown, and we're in town performing in the musical ride. So thanks, folks. That one was called Restitution. Catch you again.
Hi, my name's Greg Grant, and I'm going to play a song I wrote called Excuse Me, Amelia. I'd just like to thank the Lyric for hosting another digital theater with Gord and Ed and Denise and all the other volunteers who help put this together and support us through the year when we're able to see each other in person. So I hope you enjoy my song. me, Amelia, I think we are lost. These maps are inaccurate, they're all that I got. The clouds have sealed us in, I can't read the stars. Call them on the radio, they may know where we are. Come in the Tasca, shine every light. Cut through this piece of fog, it's dark as night. This is KHAQ, we're running out of fuel. Come in a Tasca, is there anything you can do? Excuse me, Amelia, things aren't going well. The static on the radio, the coordinates won't come through. I think that we went off course, the sun line wasn't true. I can see Howland Island, I can't even see you. Come in a Tasca, shine every light. Cut through this piece of fog, it's dark as night. This is KHAQ, running out of fuel. Come in a Tasca, is there anything you can do? Excuse me, Amelia, I think we are lost. The maps are inaccurate, I think we went too far. The field has sealed us in, and I can't see the stars. Call them on the radio, they may know, they may know, they may know where we are. Excuse me, Amelia, I think we are lost. Thank you, and thanks for supporting the digital stage.
This next song is one that I wrote, and it's called Two Hearts. When I am thinking of no one is listening, it's you that I find. is so sweet. It can be beat, but then when you take a trip, it becomes a battle to deal such as this. I hope that you're safe, you won't be replaced, but until then it's desire when you're gone, baby. I nearly come undone. And then when you return, honey, we'll make two hearts into one. After a long day working and toiling, it's you that I find steady and calm, and all my cares roll away with the sweat of the day, and your hands fall in mine. It is divine, but then when you go away, I have no idea that can brighten my day. And when you return, the sun it'll burn, and all I feel is desire when you're gone, baby. I nearly come undone. And then when you return, honey, we'll make two hearts into one. Desire when you're gone, baby. I nearly come undone. And then when you return, honey, we'll make two hearts into one.
The eastern wall, it is exploding, bombs flying, bullets loading. You're old enough to kill, but not for voting. You don't believe in war. What's that gun you're toting? When even the Jordan River has a body else floating, but you tell me over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. You don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. My blood soul man feels like coagulating. I'm sitting here just contemplating. Can't twist the truth, it knows no regulation. Handful of senators, no past legislation. When marches alone can't bring integration, human respect is disintegration. This whole crazy world is just too frustrating, and you tell me over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. You don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. It's all real out here. Think of all the hate there is in Regina. Take a look around to Selma, Alabama. You may leave here for 4 days in space, but when you return, it's the same old place. The pounding of the drums, the pride and disgrace. You can bury your dead, but don't leave a trace. Hate your next door neighbor, but don't forget to say grace. And tell me over and over again, my my friend. You don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Ah, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction.
The song I'm going to sing is variously known as My Dearest Dear, When You and I Must Part, and also The Blackest Crow. It is an Old English song, and it's written in Old English, and it's about a man who's suffering considerable angst because the woman he loves is about to leave and travel to some distant shore, possibly North America. This song was popular during the Civil War in the United States, especially in the Ozarks and the Appalachian region, and it's probably related to the fact that it's about separation, and there was a lot of that being experienced by people during that time. The song's been covered by various people such as Bruce Molsky, Tim O'Brien, and I heard it performed by a duo called Red Tail Ring at the Salmon Arm Roots and Blues Festival some years ago. time draws near, my dearest dear, when you and I must part. What little you know of the grace and awe in my poor aching heart. Each night I suffer for your sake. You're the girl I love so dear. I wish that I was going with you, or you were staying here. The blackest crow that ever flew will surely turn to white. If ever I prove false to you, bright day be turned to night. Bright day be turned to night, my love. The elements will mourn. If ever I prove false to you, the seas will rage and burn. And when you're on some distant shore, think of your absent friend. And when the wind blows high and clear, a light to replace send. And when the wind blows high and clear, attend your love to me, that I might know by your hand light how time has gone with thee.
Hi there, I'm Michael Ernie Taylor. I'm living in Stratford, Ontario, which is the home of the Stratford Shakespeare Festival, which is, makes this a tourist town. And that's what the name of this song is. It's a tourist town. Goes something like this. Friends, Romans, countrymen, and lend me your ears. I'll tell you a little bit of what's going on around here. It's a tourist town. Woo, a tourist town. I got the tourism blues. I'm gonna spread the news around. The people they come, the people they go. Speaking of Michelangelo, in this tourist town. Woo, a tourist town. I got the tourism blues. I'm gonna spread the news around. Stay for the weekend if you please. We got more than enough of them B&Bs. It's a tourist town. Woo, a tourist town. I got the tourism blues. I'm gonna spread the news around. we have to bend over backwards just to suit 'em. I don't know what they call it, tourist season, when you're not allowed to shoot 'em. Me and my wife, we wanted something to eat. Went to a restaurant, we couldn't find a seat. It's a tourist town. Woo, a tourist town. I got the tourism blues, I'm gonna spread the news around. We truly love our friends from the south. All I can say is, hush my mouth, it's a tourist town. Woo, a tourist town. I got the tourism blues, I'll spread the news around. The COVID hit, the town went dark. Next thing you know, we're all out of work. It's a tourist town. Woo, a tourist town. I got the tourism blues, I'm gonna spread the news around. I got the tourism blues, spreading that news all around. Thank you.
Do you hear a train? I think I hear a train. Heading for Tennessee, I think. Well, pardon me, ma'am. Is that the Chattanooga choo-choo on track 29? I need to get there on time. Can I afford to board the Chattanooga choo-choo? Yeah, I've got my fare and a trifle to spare. You leave the Pennsylvania station at 3:45, read a magazine, and then you're in Baltimore. Dinner in the diner, nothing could be finer than to have your ham and eggs in Carolina. When you hear that whistle blowing 8 to the bar, then you know that Tennessee is not very far. Drive a little coal in, gotta keep a rollin'. Woo woo, Chattanooga, there you are. the station, all's happening late. I used to call funny fate. She's gonna cry until I tell her that I'll never roam. Then Chattanooga choo-choo, won't you choo-choo me home? Yeah, Chattanooga choo-choo, won't you choo-choo me home?